The desert wind carried more than sand. It carried rumor, fear, and something far more dangerous: interpretation. Long before armies marched under painted crosses, before banners rose over Jerusalem, there was no single moment where the Crusades began. There was only pressure building quietly across continents. In Western Europe, life was tightening, land was scarce. Nobles fought endlessly over borders that barely fed their people. The church stood as the one structure that could unify chaos, but even it was struggling to control the violence of knights who had little to do but fight each other. At the same time, far to the east, the Byzantine Empire was weakening. Once a dominant force, it was now losing ground piece by piece. A new power, the Seljuk Turks, had pushed deep into territories that had been Christian for centuries. Cities fell, trade routes shifted, pilgrimage roads became unpredictable, sometimes deadly. None of this was secret. Stories traveled. Pilgrims returning from Jerusalem spoke of harassment, of bribes demanded at checkpoints, of churches no longer under Christian control. Some exaggerated, some lied. Some told the truth. It didn't matter. By the time these stories reached Europe, they had transformed into something else entirely: a narrative of loss. What changed everything was convergence. In 1095, the Byzantine emperor, desperate, sent a request westward. He didn't ask for a holy war. He asked for help: mercenaries, disciplined soldiers to stabilize his borders. A practical request. But when that request reached the Pope, it became something else. The Pope saw an opportunity that went beyond military aid. Europe was fragmented, violent, and unstable. What if that violence could be redirected? What if rival knights stopped fighting each other and instead fought a common enemy? What if the church could unify Europe under a single cause and strengthen its authority in the process? At the Council of Clermont, the message was delivered, not as politics, not as strategy, as salvation. The call wasn't framed as "help the Byzantines," a journey to reclaim sacred land, a chance to erase sin, a promise that participation itself could guarantee spiritual reward. That was the turning point. Because now, the idea no longer belonged to kings or emperors. It belonged to the masses. Peasants, knights, nobles each heard something different in the same speech. Some heard forgiveness, some heard opportunity, some heard adventure, some heard escape. And once that idea took hold, it couldn't be controlled. What followed wasn't a single organized campaign at first. It was waves of people moving east, poorly equipped, driven more by belief than preparation. Many never made it. Meanwhile, real armies